Okay, guys, we are going to take a second and talk about the first medium for our Draw Around the Room media exploration activity, and that is our pencil or graphite, one of the most basic art mediums that you can work with. Most people start with pencil drawing when they're creating their sketches or their ideas or even just mapping things out, but there is a little bit more you can do with pencil than just drawing some basic lines. So we're going to go over a few things that you might need to know that will give you some ideas. The first thing I want to explain to you is that graphite is not the same thing as lead. Lead is toxic, so we don't use it anymore as a drawing medium. So inside your pencils, your mechanical pencils, or even in this format here, which is kind of a graphite block or stick, it is made from graphite, not lead, so you don't have to worry about it being a toxic material. The next thing I want you to know is that in a number 2 pencil, you're going to be getting a medium darkness or a medium value of pencil, and you'll see sometimes on a pencil there where it's right by the number 2, where you know it's a number 2 pencil, you'll see a couple letters, an H and a B, and H and B are used to tell somebody how dark or how soft the graphite is for that pencil. HB indicates that it's right in the middle, a medium softness. The H refers to the harder graphites, and B is for more like a bold or soft graphite. So if you have a pencil that says it is a 4H pencil or a 5H, it should be very light when you draw with it. These pencils here come in a drawing kit, and if I kind of hold them this way, you'll see that they are noted as 3B, 5B, or 6B. And as I already said, B pencils are softer or darker. So the higher up the number goes, the darker that graphite will be just immediately as you draw with it. It doesn't matter what type of pencil you have. This one also is a 6B pencil, just a different company, so they design the outside differently. You always just want to look for the number and the letter so that you know what you're working with. This is a blending stump or a rolled up paper blending stump, and it's just to help blend those smaller areas of graphite on your paper. And of course, some erasers are always very important to have, not just for fixing mistakes, but also for drawing with, and I'll show you that in a second too. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to start with our good old number 2 pencil, and I'm going to work on trying to get some medium, light, and dark values in place on my design. Start by just very lightly shading it in. I think it's easier to get darker. It's harder to go back and lighten things up. So I'm just going to start by getting kind of a medium tone or value shade in place here. And I'll just kind of lighten this as I go. So I take some pressure off, don't push as hard. Try to create a light value change as I go here, and then I can gradually get darker again. Kind of creating some visual interest here. Just in the very first marks that I put, the first few shades that I put down on place. I could take my paper stump or my blending stick here, and I can kind of smudge that together to give it a nice, smooth, gradual change. If it gets a little too dark, that's where I can take my eraser and I can go back. It's not necessarily a mistake, but I can pull off some layers of graphite, just kind of wipe it away. I want to make sure I take time to clean my eraser each time. Pull that off. Maybe blend it a little bit more. Try to create a smooth transition of dark to light there, just for the effect that I was trying to go for. Let it get lighter again over here on this side. I'm going to go ahead and show you fix that real quick. Go ahead and show you how much darker the 6B pencil is from this set that I have here. As you can see, it's very soft, it gets dark really fast, which means it'll probably be smudgy. So we want to be careful. Put a few areas, shade a few areas in place, and then again take one of those blending stumps, or if you want, you could use rolled up paper towel, whatever you have. Some people use their hands, which gets a little messy, but you use what you have. So I can take some of that graphite, I can really pull that around and get quite an interesting range of light, medium, and dark values just using those two pencils. So the only other thing I wanted to show you was this graphite stick here, and how you can use it to kind of fill in a larger area. If I use the side of that graphite, if I had a larger paper, I could really use this graphite stick to fill in a large area quickly, a flat large area, or do some very broad, strong mark making by drawing with the side of this graphite stick. So there's a few things to know about graphite. So hopefully you can kind of explore how to use graphite in a couple of ways to make your design more interesting. Great.